This video is a little bit more education on plumbing bends and angles and fittings and how to use them in different various types of styles and what works, what doesn't, what's code and what isn't. If you take a look at this, these are 2-inch fittings, but 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, it doesn't matter the size. They all come in designs like this, just larger sizes, and they look the same. So if you take a quick look, what we have here are a couple of fittings that create a 90-degree angle. Some people call this a quarter bend because it's 25% of a complete radius turn. So if you had 4 of these, you could make a complete circle. So 4 quarters is a whole. So it's called either a quarter bend or a 90-degree angle. If you look, there's different styles of that. There's one right here, it's also a 90-degree angle, quarter bend. But if you look at the size, it's way smaller. There's a reason for that. There's a reason it's designed that way. This bend is normally used in an application where water's flowing through it from a vertical to a horizontal. The reason for that is if you did that, it's most likely something will go through there and the water will run away and it'll get clogged there because it doesn't sweep and it doesn't have enough force behind it to force it through, so it just clogs there. So they created this long sweep so water will flow through there faster. So you use this application here. You can use this long sweep pretty much in any way, any style. You can even go from horizontal to vertical. You can run it any way you want, but you can't use this one that way. You can only use this one if you're going from horizontal to vertical, like the water's flowing through this end and going down. And then, see, it just falls off. So it's unlikely something would get clogged there. But it can't be used on an application where it's from vertical to horizontal. So keep that in mind. That's why that's designed that way. We also have a fitting called a street bend, which means one end of it is just fits inside a fitting instead of going over the pipe. You can see how that's designed. It's the same shape of a pipe, but this side is made to go in it. You can see, you can kind of put them together. You can't do that unless it's a street fitting. Okay, so that's pretty basically all that is. All right, moving on. Those are 90s, quarter bends, whatever you want to call them. The next set is called 1/8 bends. These are called 1/8 bends or 45 degrees because, of course, it takes 8 of them, not 4, to make a complete radius, a complete circle. Or it's at a 45-degree angle. You can look at that. These are street bends. These are just regular 45s or regular 1/8 bends. You can use that in any application, any direction, anywhere. It mainly gives you more leverage to run a pipe in any direction you want. There's no wrong way to use this fitting. It can be used, we use this fitting more than any fitting out there. This fitting also, put 2 together, actually creates a little bit larger long sweep 90. It's kind of the same exact thing. It's pretty basically it. If you move on, this is a 16th bend, same exact principle. There's 16 of them to make a radius and 22.5 degree angle, which is half of a 45. So it just keeps on breaking down like that. But at the end of the day, that's how you use them. The biggest rule here is just on these is where to use short sweep fittings. And it mainly means if you follow the flow of your water and it turns from a vertical to a horizontal, you can't use a short sweep fitting. We don't use these in hardly any application anyway, but that's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, that's pretty basically it. That's what you're looking at. No matter what size the pipe is, those are the 3 basic fittings you would use nonstop. There are some breakdowns between that, but those are expensive and rarely used. So there you go. That's pretty basically covers it.